You know, sometimes you're at the gun store and you just look down in the counter and you see something that you're familiar with from the interwebs, but you've not really seen it in person, and you look down and you say, hey, let me look at that. What's that all about? Well, this Heritage Arms Rough Rider, which is what's in this box, was exactly such an item. So let's take a look at the Heritage Rough Rider. This is how it comes in a cardboard box. And we open the box and we have our standard information card, and we have a nice little 100% made in America label. That's always a good thing. So the Heritage Rough Rider has a very familiar look. Yes, this is the look of the Colt single action pistol. Basically, that is that sort of ubiquitous profile. And there is the gun, and it is an inexpensive little gun, and it is again, single action only. It's a 22. I'll talk more about that in just a moment. But when I asked to look at it, I felt it, and I thought, hey, that would be probably a whole lot of fun at the range. And then I said, how much is it? It was like $170. I was like, $170. There's that much fun in here. Without even thinking about it, there's $170 worth of fun in a 22, single action only. So I said, yeah, that's definitely worth taking a good look at and letting the viewers come along for the ride. So I like this grip too. That's an interesting. That's actually what caught my eye in the display case first, was that grip. I don't know if that's a laminate of several different types of wood. It is wood, or if that is actually some specific type of wood, but it's very cool looking, and it's got a nice feel to it, and of course it is a very traditional grip. Alright, so let's talk about this pistol just a minute. I'm going to get this box out of the way. Before I do that, I'm going to pull this up out of here. This is what I thought was extremely cool, and I think this is what pushed me over the edge of, I think this is what really made the decision between just looking at the gun and going, yeah, that's neat, thanks for showing it to me, and saying, yeah, I'm taking this home, is that it comes with two, count them, two cylinders. The one that's in the gun right now is 22 long rifle. This one is 22 Magnum. So we have a single action revolver that shoots 22 long rifle and 22 Magnum for $170. Come on. My initial thought is it's got a little bit of weight to it. Weighs like 34 ounces or so. So there's some heft there. And again, it's a 22, so you got a lot of steel in this barrel and not that much bore. But it's got a great feel. It's very true to the single action design, and it's very true also to the functionality. This does have a safety that protects the firing pin, so that you could actually, with the safety engaged, you could pull the trigger and let that hammer drop. So this is the safety right here. It is currently in the safe position. And if I were to reach up and with my thumb pull it down like that, which is the easiest way to operate it, you can see that we now have the little red dot. It's actually more of a fuchsia. So we have the fuchsia dot. This says it is now off safe and ready to fire. But you can cock the hammer all the way back and then put it back on safe. So you can manipulate that safety at any time, whether the hammer's cocked or not. Okay, so it is a single action, which means cylinder is locked, right? We have a loading gate right here. The loading gate you can open, and we still have our little protector in there. We'll take that out in a minute. But if you go into the half cock position, which is 2 clicks back, Then you can rotate the cylinder, and that's where you do your loading and unloading. Remember, the 2-click position is for the immediate loading and unloading. All right. This is also the position where you can remove. So we take this spring-loaded catch and we push that in, and then we pull out the pin that holds the cylinder in, and then the cylinder just comes right out. The 2 cylinders are the exact same length, so, and they would have to be really to be interchangeable, but this one has, let me see if I can catch it right there, 22 WMR, which is 22 Magnum. And let's see if we have a long rifle. We do not have a LR designation, so the lack of the designation implies long rifle. Also, the difference is the 22 Magnum is an unfluted cylinder, and the 22 long rifle, 22 long rifle is a fluted cylinder. So interesting. They are both 6-shot cylinders. I think this gun is also available in a 9-shot or an 8-shot. So a couple of things that drew me to picking this gun up is number one, just the memories, of the single action 22 6-shooter when you were young, spending those days learning how to shoot. So much fun. It's such a great time. The other reason was simply because this gun is so inexpensive. I'm not going to use the word cheap, not yet, until I've had a chance to shoot it and see how the quality is, but it really is an inexpensive gun, and this is really the quintessential fun for the whole family. Starter gun, if you will. I don't know. Not to be confused with starter pistol. All right, so it is a single action, and I do have it loaded. So single action means you cock the hammer each and every shot. Let's take the very first shots. One of the things I forgot, this gun, this revolver, does have a safety, an external safety, something I am totally not used to. So it's right there, and you got to flip it down to where you see the red dot that we're accustomed to. In this case, it's kind of a sort of a fuchsia dot. But so now it's ready. The other great thing about that safety is it is a hammer block safety, blocks the firing pin. And so that makes it okay to dry fire, which is nice. All right, now we're ready. So much fun. If you're not familiar with how to load and unload a single action 6-shooter revolver in whatever caliber, let me show you. The gun is pointed safely toward a berm. You always want to keep the muzzle of your gun pointed downrange. And in this case, we do have a safety on this gun, which is unusual for a 6-shooter, but let's go ahead and put the safety on. Anytime we're doing administrative handling of the gun, might as well use the safety since we have it, and since single actions can be a little bit strange sometimes. All right, to unload the pistol, you're going to use this loading and unloading gate right here, and you can see that it simply flips down and then exposes the chambers in your cylinder. We're also going to use this spring-loaded ejector rod. But before we can do that, we need to put the hammer in half cock. The half cock in this case is 2 clicks back. 1, 2. So now we're in half cock and we can rotate the cylinder, and it's gonna have very tactile stop points. So then just take your finger with the ejector rod and you push out the spent cartridges, as so. So you can do it fairly fast. One of the things I like to do, just to make it a little less mess to clean up at the end of the day, is eject them right into an empty box. Okay? That makes cleanup easy, and I'm not leaving a lot of empty brass on the ground for the next people to worry about. Loading the gun is basically done the same way. You put it in the half cock position, you open the loading gate, and then you just take each round individually, feed it in, rotate the cylinder, and for each empty chamber, feed in a round. Now remember, pointy end goes that way. All right, there you go. So remember now, for each 6 rounds you shoot, you've got to go through that process. This is not the gun you want to bring when you just want to light up the range. This is the one when you just want to sort of take it slow and have a good time. Other fun thing about a little single action is when the hammer's in half cock, you can do this. Who doesn't love doing that? All right, you can cock the hammer all the way back with the safety on and the hammer block in place. And then, if you want to, you can push out to the target and then take the safety off. So that is very good, especially if you're teaching somebody for the first time using this gun. You can really get them in some good habits that way. It's a nice shooter. It's got a good trigger. I mean, it has just very basic sights. I think that was it. Yep. I mean, the sights are, you know, just the channel and blade, but that is, you know, that's the period authentic. And you know, for the price, there's a lot of nice elements to this gun. First of all, it's built like a tank, you know, so it's very strong. You know it's going to be durable, and it's going to be something you can shoot for years and years and years. The other thing is that it's, you know, it's just got nice aesthetics. I like the, you know, the sort of faux case-hardened look that they have on the receiver. I like the pattern and the colors and the grips. Just nice visual interest. And then the, you know, the two-tonedness or even three-tonedness, you know, with the dark black barrel and trigger and all that. This is a nice little 6-shooter, and it sure is fun to shoot. Now, shooting a single action 22 is not something you want to do if you're in a hurry to go through a whole lot of rounds really fast. When you're shooting this gun, you're going to want to park in the white zone because you're going to do a lot of loading and unloading. And swapping the cylinders is really pretty simple. It's not much more difficult than just loading and unloading the gun. And I just happen to have here some CCI 22 mag. This is 30 grain varmint load. So this would definitely, if you don't want it just for plinking, and you don't want it just for teaching the kids how to shoot, you could certainly say that this would make a good varmint gun. Keep it around the farm or the ranch. All right, there we go. We are loaded. Safety's on. I'm still trying to get used to that whole concept. It seems like an accurate little bugger too, but then again it should be. Oh look, time to load again. Beautiful. Such fun. Such fun. This is great for a slow, relaxing day. Now, if you live in a place where you can like shoot off the back porch, this would be a perfect gun for that. Nice. Even with the 22 Magnum is nothing. Is literally nothing. There's no. I mean, this is a fairly heavy gun. Yeah, it's all steel. So there's no recoil. It's such a great time. There's like nobody in your family that wouldn't be perfectly comfortable shooting 22 Magnum out of this gun. And 22 Magnum, well, now you're talking about something.